Welcome back to Diamond Talk. Today I'm joined by John and Miles. Today we are going to be discussing second half contenders and the MLB trade deadline today. John, who's one contender you think can make a strong push?
I think the Orioles could just because of how they performed in the first half of the season, and they haven't been talked about much just because of who's in their division with the Rays and the Yankees, like all that talk about them. But I think if they make the right trades at the trade deadline, they could become a World Series contender or at least a playoff contender. What do you think, Miles?
I think the Brewers can make a good run in the playoffs here. I think they can overtake the Reds after this All-Star break with the 3-game series against them at American Family Field. And I think if they can win those games and overtake first place in the division, I think they can hold that going into the playoffs and maybe make a good run in the playoffs. What about you, Dom?
A team out of the AL West, I believe the Texas Rangers have had a great year, especially with Jacob deGrom going down early. They've had star pitcher Nathan Eovaldi has been excellent this year, and it's tough when you lose your ace early, but they've fought through. They had 6 All-Stars in the All-Star game this season, and they've just been shocking everybody, and I think they can keep it up with the pitching. They have good bullpen, trading for Aroldis Chapman a couple weeks ago. I think that's just huge for them. What about you?
I already answered this question.
What's a big trade that you think could happen at the deadline that could help any of those teams?
I think the Brewers might be looking to trade. Craig Counsell he's been the general manager for a while. He hasn't made any big trades in his career as general manager. I think he could do that this season, possibly giving the Brewers a big chance to win the division.
We have some breaking news live. The Rangers trade Martin Perez for Shohei Ohtani, calling up Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker to bolster this rotation. What do you think about that trade?
I think that's a very good trade for the Rangers just because with DeGrom still in rehab and stuff, Shohei Ohtani could turn that rotation around. And yes, they've had a good rotation, but that'll just make it even better. And that means the Rangers could make a very good World Series push or at least the ALCS. What do you think, Miles?
I think that is a huge trade for the Rangers here. Shohei Ohtani is probably the best player in the AL, and Rangers giving up some good players there. Obviously, like John said, DeGrom on IL. Shohei can have a huge push for this Rangers bullpen. What about you, Dom?
I think, and also a big part of this is calling up Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker. They were just 2 absolute studs at Vanderbilt that got drafted. And I think that if they can keep up what they were doing at college those 2 years and just be absolute aces, this will strengthen their rotation a lot, and not just this year, but in the upcoming years. What do you think about the pitching there?
I think it'll be very good. With those rookies coming up and with Shohei, I think they'll be very good. And those guys at Vanderbilt play it very, very well.
That's all the time we have today at Diamond Talk, and thanks for watching.